Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Max, and lately I've seen a lot of posts and videos about new people, asking about this game and asking how it should be played and asking suggestions and hints and tips and stuff like that. So, I honestly always assumed that there's not a lot of new people in this game, but I'm assuming actually that might be changing. Hopefully, at least, that would be nice. But basically, I suggest you to give it a shot. And why so? Well, what is World of Tanks? It is basically a PvP, kind of, I guess. You can call it a PvP, 15 against 15 tank game. And it is kind of on the casual side. Like, you won't have realistic battles with, like, tigers fighting and stuff like that. You will, but it won't be what you expect. Um, this game is to an extent competitive, at least in my opinion. And I think it should be played competitively also. If you want to play the game realistically, and if you just like tanks and you want to hop in a panther and a tiger and go shoot some people and feel like you're actually fighting in a war, I would not suggest this game. I would suggest War Thunder instead. Much better experience, at least in that aspect. But if you want a kind of a competitive game that includes tanks with insane depth to it, this is an amazing game, and I think you should definitely give it a shot. Now, why am I making these videos? I have decided that I kind of want to help out new people, and hopefully this finds them and they will learn something and maybe exceed in the game. So, I've been playing the game since I was 12. I have always been bad at the game, but lately, the last 5, 6 months, I've played it again, and I've been quite good actually. I've learned a lot of things, a lot of mechanics, a lot of aspects, a lot of map positions, and I will quickly show you my stats. So, if you want to like check everything, just look up this name. But I've been playing decently well lately, and I think that is mainly because of what I've learned and how I play now against how I used to play. And if I can somehow teach some people at least a little bit about the game, I will be happy to do so. So, we'll be hopping in a couple of live battles. I'm not going to be putting in the best battles into videos because I feel like that is, I don't want to say fake, but if I'm attempting to teach people, I should be showing them live gameplay with live comments, how I'm thinking, why I'm doing things, and how I go about the game. Um, Full disclosure, I mainly at the moment play light tanks and medium tanks. Um, I find them the most fun, to me at least. So my I'm gonna have quite a bit of bias to how the game is played on the fact that I am playing on light tanks and medium tanks, fast tanks that have camo, that have a lot of speed and decent guns. This is not going to be a guide on how to tank with the mouse, okay? This is mainly going to be a positioning guide, and most importantly, the thing that I want to say the most is how to stay alive long enough to have an impact. Because what I have noticed is a lot when I play, I've noticed a lot of people playing lights and medium tanks, especially something like this, let's say, which is a fast medium, basically light tank, and they attempt to take key positions and they die because of that. Now, let's be honest, once in a couple of battles you will take that key position and you will have an amazing game, yes. But that's not consistent. If you want to stay consistent and if you want to do good consistently, I suggest that you wait out a little bit and you play along, look at what the team does, what the enemy team does, see if you can find some points to push in and put pressure on. Okay? So, we'll be hopping in a battle in this beautiful tank initially. I will be cycling in a lot of tanks just to show some different play styles. I'm not going to be playing the same tank the whole time. A guide on equipment will likely be coming up soon. Now, this will not be a definitive guide because nothing is definitive in this game. This will not be a guide of me telling you what you should put on each tank because that is not how it should be, in my opinion. You should be choosing the equipment based on how you play the tank, not based on what someone says online, not based off what some of the best people in the game say, because they will not be playing the same way that you do, okay? And also, I will not be playing the battles the way that I would play them typically. That is because I typically play quite actively and I put a lot of pressure on flanks, and I am always moving, always doing something, attempting to spot someone, shoot people. I am quite active on the map. Now, to be able to do that, you need to know key positions, you need to have some game sense and some map knowledge, okay? And not everyone is going to have that, because not everyone has, I don't want to say studied the game, but I didn't do that, but I was thinking about how people play, and I was looking at the minimap and watching good people play. I do have XVM downloaded. To those of you that don't know, it is a mod that allows you to see statistics of people in the game. So I would watch what good people do and I would follow that. A lot of people might not have this knowledge, so I'm going to be playing insanely conservatively and attempting to still have an impact in the game, okay? So, lesson number 1, okay? Before you actually do anything, okay, before you even click this battle button, what I want you to do is look at these. This is the tank's statistics, okay? Mine will be altered due to some equipment, having a good crew and some consumables and a camo. But generally what you want to do is you want to look at this. And depending on which tier you'll be playing, I'm playing on tier 8 at the moment, you want to look at some key statistics. So alpha damage is how much damage you will be dealing to an opponent if you penetrate them, okay? Penetration is the value of what is your chance of penetrating. That makes sense. So if someone has 220 effective millimeters of armor and you have 190 penetration, like this tank, you will likely not penetrate them, meaning you will not do any damage. In that case, you have two options. One is you switch to premium ammunition. We will talk about that in a little bit. 2 is you flank them and attempt to shoot them in the side when the armor is going to be weakest, okay? And let's go through this tank, okay? So you will learn about these values as time passes, but we have good alpha damage, which means that we will be doing a lot of damage when we shoot people. It's going to hurt them. We can slap them in the face quite easily. Low penetration, meaning that shooting people head on is not the best idea, especially heavy tanks. And then if we look at this, we have 19 seconds reload and 2 bullets in a clip. This is an auto-loading, no, not auto-loading, yeah, auto-loading tank, I believe it's called, meaning that we have a 1 reload, but then we have a burst of 2 shots with a 2-second delay in between, okay? That is meaning that we will be doing 720 damage in 2 seconds, because the first shot flies out, 2 seconds pass, the second shot flies out, okay? That means we have insanely good alpha damage. Now, aiming time is quite low, meaning it's going to take a long time to aim, so we have to position ourselves in a way that we can actually aim when we shoot and not just snap shoot, which is ineffective. Dispersion is not completely awful. I also have some modifications which help with that, not modifications, I mean equipment. But still, this is on the higher end, so we will not be hitting a lot of shots, which means that we kind of want to be up close sometimes. And then DPM, which is average damage per minute. This is quite a small output, meaning that we will, if we get into a fight with someone and we have equal HP and we will both be penetrating each other, someone with 3000 DPM is likely going to kill me, okay? 1, because as soon as I get my 2 shots out, I have to wait 20 seconds again. They will be shooting each 5 seconds, doing 300 damage, and I'm gonna die, okay? I don't have a lot of HP, so I'm gonna die. We go down. This we will skip at the moment. We don't have a lot of hit points. We have no armor at all, okay? But we have good specific power, which means that is the power to weight ratio, how much horsepower you have to the ton. So the higher that is, the faster you will be gaining speed, okay? And then you have top speed of 62 on this tank, which is insanely good. It is a medium, but it basically plays as a light tank. Then we go down a little bit, and this, in my opinion, is one of the most important things on the lights and mediums. It is camo, so concealment. Typically speaking, you don't actually have to know a lot about camo, but you want any kind of tank that you want to be stealthy to be at 36% or above. Why is that? Well, because in the game you have bushes, And if you stand in the bush, it adds 50% camo. If you stand in the bush and there's a bush in front of you, that adds 80% camo. What that means is it'll be much more difficult to spot you, and the threshold to basically not be able to be spotted except proxy spotted, which means the tank is 50 meters away from you. That threshold is 36% camo. So if you have above that, you're doing good. You can play light tanks, you'll be okay. Okay. And then this is spotting distance basically. It is limited to 445, but anything above that will also help you spot people. So how this works is if you have 500 spotting distance and someone has 50% camo, you'll be spotting them at 200 meters. Why 200? Well, because what you do is you take your spotting distance minus 50 because of the proxy spotting, okay? And then that value is going to be divided by, multiplied by the percent camo. So if someone has 500 viewing distance, you have 50% camo, okay? You do 500 minus 50 is 450, multiplied by 0.5, you get 275, okay? That is the basics of it. So now, once we know a little bit about the tank, okay, we can make some assumptions. So this is based on you just began playing the game, and maybe you have not learned a lot about the tanks that you play, and you don't know how they should be played, and you're kind of confused, okay? So, in this tank's case, okay, this is actually quite an overpowered tank, quite an insane tank to be a tier 8, so we will likely be having an easy time, but it is a fast tank with good camouflage, with good spotting distance, and it has an insanely powerful gun damage-wise, but it is not an accurate gun. What does that mean? We have two options of playing. One is we flank people and dish out 720 damage, and then we leave because we're fast. Second option is we we spot people, we play in bushes, and we attempt to outview the enemy and get them spotted, which means that the teammates can shoot them, okay, and then we get spotting damage. So that should be the first thing that you should be doing before hopping in a battle with a new tank. You want to know what your tank can do and what it cannot do. So, assumptions. What we can do is we can take key positions because we're fast. We can do a lot of damage because we have a high alpha gun with 2 shots, okay? Low penetration means we cannot penetrate heavy tanks frontally typically, okay? We cannot fight heavy tanks one-on-one because we have no armor, okay? And we have low penetration. So what we can do is we can spot and we can flank people. That is the main aspect. Now, obviously, there's a lot of caveats. And yes, you can penetrate the heavy tanks frontally, especially if you'll be shooting premium ammo. But again, on that a little bit later, that is a whole thing that I should explain, okay? So now, let's hit this battle button and wait until we get put into a battle. Now, we will likely find a battle in just a couple of seconds, so I'll start talking now. The second thing that you want to do is when you get into battle, you want to analyze, okay? Now, if you just began playing the game a week ago, this is not going to be helpful to you, so just play the game, learn some of the tanks, some of the enemies. You'll learn how fast they go, you'll learn what guns they have, what alpha damage they have, and stuff like that. But typically, you get put into a game, and what you want to do is you want to analyze the map and analyze the opponents. So, let's begin. We have a bunch of heavy tanks, okay? We do not want to fight these guys head on, okay? We have a bunch of, well, not a bunch, a couple of medium tanks. We can penetrate. We can penetrate the guard, we can penetrate him and him. We cannot penetrate this guy. We can penetrate this guy cannot penetrate him, and we can penetrate these guys, okay? They have 2 light tanks, meaning that we will likely be fighting light tanks that will be attempting to out-spot us, okay? So, I'll put the volume down a little bit. So, what do we want to do? Since most of the heavy tanks, if you know the map a little bit, will be going this way, we want to go the opposite way. Because why would we want to go and fight them if it will not be beneficial to us, okay? You always want to have an advantage. So, I'm looking at the minimap, we have 2 light tanks going middle and not a lot happening behind us. So we'll be playing quite conservatively, okay? You want to stay alive as long as possible. So I took this little position in the bush and I'm just gonna see if I can snipe this guy. I got 1 shot in, that's not bad. And we can go on reload because we likely won't have another shot in a little bit. Now, I could attempt to push into one of these hills, but what does that do? That puts me in a bad position, since how am I supposed to fight multiple people at once? I don't know how many people will be there, I don't know who will be there, and I don't want to be in a position that puts me at a disadvantage, okay? So we'll be attempting to find a shot on one of these guys. It might happen, it might not. I have a mod which on the minimap shows me if I can see someone. They light up orange, which is good. We see this guy. We will be shooting him. So also I will show you a setting after this game, which you should look at. And that setting will allow you to be able to see if you will penetrate someone or not. As you can see, my reticle was changing colors when I was aiming at the person, and that just shows you some indication of what is the chance of penetrating someone. So, since the light tank has died, the second light tank is also dead, and this guy just died, we will be moving up a little bit. We won't be pushing, we don't have to push yet. We have light tanks that can spot for us, and once they do, we can get a couple of shots in, okay? I see this little bush, I'll go into it, and I'll see if I can shoot someone that is beside me. Maybe I can see someone soon. There's no need to actually go and push and like attempt to make a play, okay? If you're learning the game, you don't have to be making plays, okay? What you have to do is be alive. So, we don't see anyone at the moment. Oh, we can see the VK, but he is now... Oh. So we know that we can penetrate him
Это стоковый дамаг.
and we fully aim, get a second shot in. Amazing. This heavy tank just died. Okay, that means that we can push up even more. Okay. I will still be playing off on my light tanks. I'm not gonna be pushing ahead of them too much. So this guy just got spotted, and we can get a shot on him. And I'm actually gonna go and reload because I know I'm not gonna kill him with 1 shot. So it's gonna be beneficial to us to wait out a little bit, go and reload, maybe go down here, wait my 20 seconds. This is actually bad. I don't want to be spotted by him. So we will not be shooting him just yet. We wait my 2 seconds, and we finish him. Now, we shouldn't die from that, but the mistake that I made in the beginning is when I get lit on fire, you don't want to be using the repair kit off the bat. Why is that? Well, because if you do that, then while the fire is still going, it'll be damaging modules, okay? So now my reload is 30 seconds instead of 20, which is not good. But at the same time, we'll be playing at a distance, so we should be able to still get a couple of shots in, okay? We'll be moving up a little bit behind the light tank, always behind the light tank. We want to be smart about this. We don't want to be the ones pushing and getting spotted. We will soon enough have a couple of shots on people. I see that my light tank has stopped, so he likely sees someone. He sees that guy. We shoot him. He's dead. See?
Есть два фрага!
And we do some damage to him. Now, the light tank is going to be pushing a little bit. I'm going to move up just a tiny bit. I still have 20 seconds on my reload, so me pushing doesn't make a lot of sense, okay? If someone gets spotted and they're ahead of me, I will not be able to kill them. But if we look at the minimap, and if we look at how many people have been left, we know the position of every single one, okay? So what we want to do is go here, kill this guy, fully aim. Well, maybe not fully, but...
Третий готов!
And I guess that's gonna be it. So in this situation, we did 2,700 damage, okay? we made it out alive. We only took one shot. Yes, it was a painful shot. It was 1,000 damage, but still, it was only one shot. Now, if we go into this, okay, we will see that we ended at the top 5 of the team, okay, with 2.7 thousand damage, 3 kills, okay. These guys also did insanely good, okay, and we even made some money. Now, obviously, I am playing a premium tank with premium account, okay. I'm supposed to be making money, okay. That will not always happen, especially if you play non-premium tanks without a premium account. You might be even losing money, but the longer you stay alive and the less premium ammunition and premium consumables that you use, the more money you will be saving and potentially making. So if I didn't have this consumable, which is food, I would have made 20,000 on top, okay. Now let's choose a different tank. Let's choose this tank. So this is a different tank, which means we have to look at all of these again, okay. Always do that. If you're not familiar with a tank, if you just bought it, look at the stats. It's gonna help you a lot. So what do we have? Insanely good penetration, decent alpha damage, okay, high DPM, well, relatively high DPM. It's not insane, but it's good. Good aim time, insanely good dispersion, so it'll be an accurate tank, okay. A good amount of hit points, and we have armor in the turret. What does that mean? If we go to this and click this, this is again a mod. If you want a list of all the mods that I use, I can post it, but if we look at this, we have 200, 400 at some points. So a lot of tanks will not be able to penetrate us into the turret, which means that we can actually fight head on, okay. Let's go down to mobility. Specific power is good, but it's not the best, okay. And top speed is good, but again, it's not the best. Concealment is quite low, meaning that we will not be able to spot, we will not be able to play as a light tank, as we did with this tank, because this tank is much faster. Now we go down. I mean, not faster, but the concealment is way higher, okay, and it's above the 36% threshold. This tank's is not. Viewing distance with the consumable that I have is also higher than the limit, meaning that we will be likely spotting people easier, and we have a higher spotting distance, okay. Equipment, again, I bought equipment on this tank. I will make a guide about that at some point. Now, we want to look at something else with this tank. I didn't mention it on this tank because it wasn't too relevant, but on this one it is, and you should be checking this also. If we go to ammunition, let's look at this, okay? So we have 390 damage, 270 penetration, good values, okay? Shell velocity 1500, amazing, honestly amazing. Now we look at high explosives, okay? This high explosive has 480 damage, which is quite a bit more than this, and 105 penetration. 105 penetration is enough to penetrate light tanks, some lightweight armored TDs, and a couple of mediums, okay? It's not amazing, it's not bad, okay? If we look at this, this is premium ammo. It has 480 damage, okay, and 210 penetration. So less than this, but the damage is higher, and 210 is going to be enough to penetrate a lot. And a lot, I mean, like, actually a lot. Some heavy tanks, most mediums, most tank destroyers that will not be assault tank destroyers, and any light tank, okay? So we want to be utilizing that. Now, how will we be utilizing that? Well, with the crews, and again, I will likely make a guide about this too, we have something called intuition. What does that mean? Is if you look at it, it says the time of changing shell types in a loaded gun is decreased by 58.8%. So once we actually load in a shell, we can change between the shells much faster. So if we peek someone, let's say someone's pushing us, we get a shot in, and then you go like, wait, hold on, that tank doesn't have a lot of armor. Maybe it's a fast tank, it doesn't look like it has a lot of armor. I'm gonna switch to my high explosives and deal 500 damage instead of 400 damage, okay? Let's go into battle, and let's see what map we get and what team composition we also get. So, to look back, the assumptions that we make is slower tank, but still fast enough, okay? Good turret armor, meaning we can actually fight one-on-one and be able to block some of the shots that they will be giving to us. Good gun, meaning we should definitely use the gun, okay? And good HE, high explosive penetration, meaning we could be swapping between the ammo types to do additional damage, okay? Now, we have steps, which is, I like the map, it is a good map. It is quite an open map. And then if we look at the enemy team composition, okay, we will see that they have a couple of heavy tanks. We could mainly fight these guys one-on-one because we are tier 9 or tier 8. We have some kind of advantage on them. We have 2 auto-loading tanks that do a lot of damage, okay? And we have a SPG, which will be shooting at us from above, so we've got to keep that in mind, and a couple of TDs, okay? So in this case, since we want to kind of stay alive, I am not going to be going over there in the open. I'm actually going to be playing this, and I will be staying safe. I will be staying behind my heavy tanks and attempting to help them as much as I can, okay? So, we see that the teammate is taking this position, and we will be taking the same position, actually. And we will be attempting to get some crossfire shots. So, my team is going this way, we will be sitting here. They should not be this way unless it is a light tank. And we will just be attempting to shoot anyone that attempts to come this way, okay? Because my teammate is sitting in the bush, that means that I cannot actually take this bush. So I am not in the best position at the moment. But that is okay. We cannot get a shot on that guy just yet. We can get a shot on him. We miss. That is okay. That is totally fine. Oh, we actually didn't penetrate that. So we want to fall back a little bit. We see that this guy is peeking. I'm not going to get a shot on him. We took a damage from this guy. So, bad position. We fall back. Okay? We want to conserve health points. Okay? So if we look at this at the moment, okay, they have a bunch of heavy tanks and we don't have a lot. Okay? What does that tell us? Well, that tells us that we might be at a losing position. This guy peeked. We did not get a shot on him because I was yapping a little bit too much. And they also have a medium that's put in this bush, so I don't want to be open to that bush. That is not good. We don't want to be open to that bush. Okay? But we still want to be able to help the team somehow. So I will see if I can play this and be able to penetrate these guys. That is not going to happen just yet. Okay, we see T55A playing quite open. We do want to punish him for that. He's likely going to die anyways. But if we see him, we want to punish that. We don't, that is okay. Now, based on how this looks like, okay, we have not been effective on this flank. We have not been able to do anything, if that makes sense, okay? So, why don't we fall back? We have a fast tank, we can switch positions easily, yeah? Why don't we fall back and instead of fighting heavy tanks, which we cannot penetrate, okay, we will be fighting medium tanks, which we can penetrate, okay? So we fall back a little bit. We will be taking one of these positions, close to this. We should not be getting shot from the side, hopefully, at least. And we just want to help my teammates with that auto-loading tank. And look, we will be switching to high explosives and doing 500 damage instead of doing 400 damage, okay? He's gonna be, oh, he's not gonna be leaving. Oh. I have quite a bit of pain. because I am playing on EU, which is, I mean, it's manageable, but I live in North America, which is not good. Okay, this is actually not good. This might not be the best demonstration of how to play a game, but it is okay. I didn't switch my intuition, which means we will be losing a shot on this guy, but he's not paying attention. So we can shoot him without any penalty. Pull back a little bit, he's going to be looking at us now. And we want to bait a shot. Keep him spotted. Okay. My teammate can shoot him. So that means that they will be doing damage to him, and he's gonna die. Okay, we eliminate him.
Один
We can
есть.
move up a little bit. We know that there's a tank destroyer in the back, so we don't want to be shot by him. And at this point, I can see that that flank is starting to fall. We have less heavy tanks than they do. So what we can do is we can come back and help them out a little bit. Okay. We don't want to be pushing too much, because if they kill our heavy tanks, then we will be the next target. So what we want to do is just go back a tiny bit. Oh, we see an enemy. Want to punish him. We don't. He also doesn't. We should be able to get a shot on him. I'm not going to be able to use intuition. I didn't shoot. And I kind of missed that too. Okay. He's going to be coming this way, so we can get a shot on him now. And now we just fall back all the way. Okay. We will not win this game, I don't think, but we can do the best that we can to give my team a fighting chance. Okay. This guy is like really pushing. I'm gonna use my intuition to switch because I know that can penetrate him. I don't want to be shot by the T-55, and I see that this guy is pushing a little bit. I know that we can penetrate him. I see the T-55 is aiming at us, but there's not much we can do about him. Okay. And we will likely beat that in just a second. Yeah. I'll be completely honest, not a good demonstration of how you should be playing. I made a lot of mistakes, but hey, we all make mistakes and we will learn from them. So first mistake was attempting to play in this bush what my teammate was playing, because he took the bush. Okay, he has the cover, we don't. Okay, we don't need to play that. Okay. Second mistake was we went this way. Okay, we kind of messed up quite a bit. We messed up some shots. We went out of position, got shot in the side. Okay, that is not good. Okay, that is not good. You want to be conserving HP. On a map like this, in a mode like this, it might be a little bit difficult. I would advise anyone that is new to the game to turn off assault modes. Okay. Let's look at this. We ended up being second by the experience, first by the damage, with 1 kill. So we didn't do too bad on the team. We had some people that didn't do a lot of damage, but that is okay. Everyone has a bad game. That is just how it is sometimes. This guy did insanely good. Okay. And I'm just going to quickly show you some settings. Okay. So we will be going into the settings and then going down into battle types. Okay. So assault is what we just played. What assault means is we have a base and the enemies don't, and they will be attacking us, attempting to take that base. Okay. This is only tier 10, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Maps under development, basically they've added some testing maps which have events that happen on the map, active events that change the layout of the map. I would maybe not have it on just yet. And then encounter battles is basically battles in which no team has a base, but there is a base in the middle of the map that each team is attempting to take, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm tempted to play this tank again so I can actually show a good battle on it, although that was still a good battle. That was 2,900 damage. We did not win, and I wasn't exactly useful to my team. I just got damage at the end of the game, and that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be helping the team win, not just doing as much damage as possible. So I think what we will do is we will switch to this tank, and we will again go through all of the statistics of the tank, and then hop in a battle. So once again, let's look at the statistics of the tank, okay? So the alpha damage on tier 9 is kinda low. It is not a lot, but we have decent penetration. And if we look at this, we have a 20-second reload, okay? And then we will have 3 shots with 1.8 seconds in between, giving us an effective damage of 960 in about 4 seconds, okay? A little bit less than 4 seconds, okay? 3.6 seconds. What that means is that we have a good burst damage. So if we can find an enemy that is not looking at us, we go, we get the shots out, and then we leave. Amazing. If we don't lose HP, amazing. Okay? Now, let's go down. We don't have a bunch of hit points, but it'll be good enough. Tank basically has no armor at all. It has decent specific power. It is not a slow tank by any means. And a top speed of 55, meaning that we have some kind of mobility. We can use that to an advantage. Camo again is not awful, but again it is less than the 36% threshold, meaning that this will not be a good spotting tank. Viewing distance is 451 with my consumable, meaning we can still spot people, but if we will be attempting to play against light tanks, we will not outspot them, okay? So, knowing this, let's make some assumptions. Good burst damage, decent mobility, no armor. So how should we play this tank? Well, you want to be playing, I don't want to say in the back, but if you see someone that is alone with 900 health and left, you can eliminate them, okay? You can take one shot and eliminate them. If you see someone that is out of position, you can also dish out 900 damage to them and leave, okay? So this tank is kind of like a poke and leave tank, if that makes sense. You can also play it as a sniping tank, although it won't be that effective, okay? Now, let's go into the ammunition again and look at the ammunition. We have 27 bullets of the typical type with good velocity, decent penetration, and again, this will be 900 damage in total out of a clip. And then we have premium ammunition, which also I didn't mention costs quite a bit more, with insanely better penetration, same damage, slower velocity, and we have high explosives with 50 penetration, which is at tier 9 kind of useless, to be honest, so I don't have them, I don't have any with me. I have a good amount of premium ammunition because if we'll be fighting heavy tanks, it might be useful to us. And we also have intuition, I believe, yeah, almost done at 60%, meaning that we'll be changing the types of ammo quite fast, so we can use that to an advantage. So let's hop into battle. Okay, so let's look at the team composition, okay? They only have one heavy tank, okay? And that heavy tank is likely going to be fighting alone, okay? So this flank might be kinda empty. This is the heavy flank. This is kinda the medium section, and light tanks play about this, okay? They have 2 top tier light tanks, which will be heavy, difficult to kill, so we don't want to be playing against them too much. They also have this, which is an assault TD with a lot of damage per one shot, 1000 damage per one shot. And he will likely be playing with the heavy tanks, as it is an assault TD that has a lot of armor and can actually withstand some shots. So, what will we do? We will take a conservative position in the beginning, attempt to maybe get a couple of shots in. We don't have to be honest, because they have a lot of light tanks, and we don't want to be dying in the beginning. If we get spotted, we will likely die. So I'm not even going to be peeking above. I will just be attempting to kind of play out a little bit. We see that they have a tank going this way. Get a shot on him. We don't penetrate him. That is okay. And he will be coming this way, so we can get to. Oh, he won't be coming this way. he likely spotted us. We want to fall back from that. He's going to be shooting us. So that is the same tank as me. He is going to be doing a lot of damage to us. We actually managed to somehow block one of the shots, which just gives us some additional health to play with. So I'll be falling back a little bit, and I will be attempting to get shots on these guys once they do get spotted. Okay. At the moment, the minimap is not looking the best. We have a light tank which is playing quite close against us, and we got 2 shots in, and maybe another one. Nope, that was bad aiming on my part, to be honest. And we fall back a little bit again. We don't have to be peeking, we don't have to be pushing. We will just be playing off of the light tank's spotting, okay? We can just wait a little bit. We see that this guy is pushing quite a lot. He might be falling onto us at some point, and we don't want to let that happen. We see that these guys have been peeking, and unfortunately we will not hit that shot, I don't think, so we will not even be shooting. There's no point of doing that. We will just wait a little bit, okay? We just wait, conserve HP, and look for an opportunity, okay? We got spotted by the light tank. We want to fall back immediately because we might get pushed. Now they know my position, which means that the chance of us getting shot goes up a lot. Okay. Yep, as I said. We want to eliminate him out of the game. Yep, good. And we'll go
Хорош!
So there's one less tank. Actually, I should not have went to reload because I could eliminate this guy. But we all make mistakes, as I said. We will just be waiting a little bit. And now we can go back into the game. Now, I kind of want to shoot him. That is not a good idea. We want to eliminate him out of the game.
Уже 2 фрага!
And now we wait again. We still have 2 shots in the clip, and I'm tempted to go and reload, and I actually will. I don't see anyone being too aggressive and pushing at the moment. So, we want to conserve HP, as I said. We don't want to be losing too much health, because we might need it at the end of the game. Okay? This leopard is about to die, which is good for us. And that means that we can maybe take a little bit of a higher up position. Attempting to shoot any of these guys that might be making a mistake, maybe shooting the convoy. Although I don't want to be peeking too high up because they still have a Tessac which has the ability to spot us. Actually, the Tessac went this way and we can shoot him now. Oh, that was my mistake.
Это топовый дамаг!
That was not supposed to hit, but because we have such high ping, it does hit. That helps, I guess, kinda. Yeah, we have almost 200 ping, which is not ideal, but that is how I play the game, unfortunately. And we will be attempting to see if we can get some shots in on someone. Actually, we will be. We see the Skoda, and we just dish out damage to him. And he dies. We have 1 shot left. And I'm actually gonna go and reload, hoping that we will be able to get closer up now, since all the enemies have basically flooded in either way. We want to be able to shoot this guy. He is standing sideways to us, and we have 5 seconds left. And hopefully he doesn't move too much. And I'm just gonna spam that. That shot missed. I think those 2 might have hit. And now we fall back and wait a little bit again. Okay. There's no point of attempting to make a play at the moment. Still, they do have an FV which could one-shot us, and we don't want that to happen, okay? That FV should be spotted soon enough, okay? So we'll be looking towards him and attempting to get some shots on him. Once we do that, then we can push the heavy tank, okay? Unless he comes out, but I don't think that he will. We'll be shooting this guy, and shooting this guy, and shooting. Oh, we missed that. That is okay. That happens. And now I think it is time to go and push that heavy tank. this guy should die in just a second, and now we can just, he has less than 900 damage, which is the damage output that we have, less than 900 HP, I should say. So we should be able to just go into him. He's gonna give us one shot, we will flank him and then eliminate him out of the game. Okay, we look at which way he's looking that way. He's gonna be sideways to us and he gets killed, which is not awful. So let's go back and think about this. Playing that position that I played was conservative enough that we did not get shot immediately by everyone when we got spotted. Okay, we only had a couple of tanks that could see us, which is good, and we had a decent enough position to be able to shoot the people that have been making mistakes, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's look into this. We didn't end up being too high by the experience. We had quite a good team that did insanely good. We still ended up in the top 10, specifically in the top 7 of the team, which is good. That is the upper half. We did a good amount of damage. If we go by the damage, we're in the top 5 of the damage. We lost a little bit of money. That is mainly due to the consumable that I have. But this is still not a bad battle. Okay. Now, for the last tank, let's do a light tank, which will be this light tank, and I will be attempting to kind of show you how you can also live while playing a light tank and be effective at the same time. The biggest issue that I see with people playing light tanks, as someone who loves playing light tanks, is people attempt to do too much in the beginning of the battle and they end up dying, which means that they can do nothing. Okay? Think about it this way. You will not be helpful to the team if you have died, okay? You cannot do anything once you're dead. And typically, you just being alive as a light tank puts pressure on the enemy light tank, okay? As soon as you die, the enemy light tank has the whole map that they can go and spot and shoot people and do whatever they want. If you're alive, they will be cautious because you might spot them, okay? So, let's go through let's go through the statistics of the tank. Let's figure out how this tank should be played, and let's go and play it. Okay, so let's look at this tank. Okay, we have 221 average damage, meaning that we honestly don't do a lot of damage with one shot. Which also means that a lot of people will not be too scared to swing on us and like peek us and then do damage to us. We do 200, they do 400, they leave, you know? We have an awful 27 second reload, okay, and then 3 shots with 2.5 damage. Excuse me. We have 3 shots of damage with 2.5 seconds in between the shots, meaning that we will take 5 seconds to dish out a whole magazine on a total of 660 damage, giving us an awful DPM of 1.2 thousand. But what does that mean? It means that this tank should not be used for its gun, okay, obviously. Now let's go down a little bit. We don't have a lot of hit points. We will basically be 2-shot to most tanks in this tier. And if we go down a little bit, the specific power is okay, but it's not amazing. And we have a high top speed of 70, which is good. Now, we go down to the concealment of this tank, okay? We have 51.6% camo. What that means is if we have one bush, that gives us an additional 50%, we will be sitting at 100% camo. I'm not too sure on how this works, but I believe that we will not be spotted by most tanks unless a tank has CVS and high view range. In a single bush, they will have to come up close to us to actually spot us. Now again, on the equipment and what CVS is, I will explain that in a different video, but we have a good viewing distance. What does that mean? That this tank is little, it is fast, and it is insanely good at hiding in bushes and attempting to spot people, okay? So, that is how it should be played. It doesn't have a good gun, it doesn't have any armor, it doesn't have a lot of hit points, but it's fast and has good concealment. So, what does that mean? We want to be hiding, we want to be playing in bushes, we want to be helping the team by spotting the enemy team. Now, with light tanks, there is honestly an incentive to push in the beginning of the battle to take a key position, okay? Obviously, if you do that, and if you will be successful and you will have that key position, you will likely be able to outspot a lot of enemies and get a lot of assisting damage. But that is also a higher risk and higher reward scenario, meaning that a lot of the time the enemy light tank will be thinking the same thing and doing the exact same thing, because a lot of these key positions might be in the middle of the map that both teams can get to. So what I suggest is that you attempt to find a position that has a viewing angle towards the path that the enemy light will be taking. And if you can do that, and you can spot the enemy light tank, okay, and the teammates kill that enemy light tank, you will be in a good position, okay? So we got put in top tiers, which gives us a huge advantage, okay? And let's look at the team composition. They have a good amount of heavy tanks, okay, and they will all be playing here, likely. This guy is basically a heavy tank, and they have a couple of tank destroyers, a couple of mediums, 2 light tanks that we'll be playing against, and 2 SPGs. So, this is going to be the busiest section of the map, okay? This is not going to be that busy, but light tanks will go down here, attempting to spot all of the tank destroyers playing on this. So, as I said, okay, we will be attempting to find a position that will outspot those light tanks, and hopefully my team is going to be able to shoot them and kill them. And luckily for me, I actually know a position like that, okay? So he wants me to go in suicide spot. I will not be doing that, unfortunately, for him, I guess. He might not be getting a lot of damage, but again, teammates will tell you a lot of things, and you don't always have to listen to them, okay? We spotted this guy, we fall back, we want him to die, okay? We actually have this bush, which gives us a little bit of an advantage. I'm thinking we take a shot on him and then we fall back. We will be spotted from that, obviously, because we took a shot. And we just hang out a little bit, chill, wait until we get out of spot, and then we can maybe peek again and attempt to spot him again, okay? So we go like this, and he is likely in a bush, just waiting. So if he makes a mistake, we will spot him, okay? If I would have went down, okay, I would have likely been dead. My Skoda went down, I believe so at least. I don't actually see where he died, but my Skoda, my teammate Light, has died by now, which is not good. Okay, so he knew that I was playing the same position, and he was blind shooting us, which means that we lose quite a bit of health for this, okay? We don't want to be doing that too much. Let's see if we can spot these guys. Likely not. I don't even know if they have anyone playing in that position, but we want those light tanks to be dead. If they die, we will be having a good game, okay? So let's come out this way. Actually, let's do this. So if he shoots, we will still spot him, but he's likely not going to be able to hit us, because he's going to be shooting up. As you can see, I can still see this bush, but I'm not peeking too much, okay? I'm attempting to be behind cover while also being out of cover, okay? So, let's see what happens. Again, we don't have to be doing anything insane. We just wait out. He gets spotted. Still gonna hold this position just because they still have a Type 62 plane up there, and if he makes a mistake, we will also spot him. I'm not gonna lie, I am tempted to go and push that Bourasque, but again, I see the Type 62 made a mistake. He's not gonna pay for it, I don't think, which is unfortunate, but that is just how it is sometimes. We should be able to spot him again, yep. if I push in and I die, that will not be good. Okay, so this guy is dead. We got a spot insistent on him. And I would love to fall down and kill that Bourasque, but I think he will be able to kill us before that. But let's see. Let's see if we can actually pull that off. Okay, this is a bad move, likely. We will see how it goes. But there is potential to be able to kill him. And if we can do that, then we will be in a good position in this game. So, we see him.
Это топовый дамаг!
We get a second shot. And he is dead. Okay. We eliminate him,
Первый фраг.
which gives us the ability to push up and see if we can spot that comet. Now, I am going to be waiting just a tiny bit, 10 seconds, until we get out of spot. And then we can spot that comet and maybe even get a shot on him, to be honest. Because why not? Yep, there's the comet. He's not even looking at us. We will be loaded in completely. I'm gonna wait, and now I'm gonna shoot.
Повредил гусеницу.
Okay, well, unfortunately we only got one shot on him, but that is still okay. We will lose this game. I'm telling you that now. But we can attempt to do something about that. Well, maybe not do something about that, but attempt to get some additional damage, get some additional assistant damage, and just be useful to the team. I would go back and I would spot for my teammates. The issue with that is I see that we only have one single tank destroyer playing over there, so he's not going to be able to do a lot. So I will just attempt to go and do a little bit of damage on my own. Yes, you could call it stat padding, I guess, but at the same time, this is sometimes how you have to play in a situation like this. So let's go and let's spot SPG. We actually don't, so let's just go and sit in this bush. Oh, we got spotted. We will get one, maybe two shots. Hopefully not, but that is a possibility. Now they know about me, which is bad for me, definitely. And I could potentially... I want to shoot at a mill. Okay, let's fall back a little bit and see if we can get some shots on that mill. We will actually likely not, but I will just do this. Oh, none of them hit, and that is totally fine. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so now we just fall down here. No one's gonna be able to shoot them, I don't think. And depending on what he wants to do, he actually might be pushing into me in this situation. Which is not awful, but it is also not ideal. We might be able to get a shot on him now. Okay.
И это
And
стоковый
maybe
дамаг.
another one. Nope, maybe not. And we just continue sitting. If he pushes, we just fall down. See? We just fall down. And now he is in the open. And now he's getting shot. That comet will likely also be attempting to kill us quite soon. So I don't want to be in a position in which he will be able to do that, but I am going to peek and attempt to see if I can spot him and get a shot on him. I do not, which is totally fine. I don't think this is a winnable game, if I'm being honest, but if I can eliminate these two guys and help my team somehow, then we can definitely win this game. Okay, we get that shot. Unfortunately, it does not hit. And what I will be doing now is actually I'm going to be going back. Going back, and I will be attempting to help my team. Actually, that E25 is almost dead, but I'm going to be helping my team attempting to kill the KB2. If I can get some shots on him, maybe keep him spotted, something along those lines, that would be quite beneficial to us. So let's go down this way, change flanks, change positions, and the D25 should not be able to outspot us. And if we can get a couple shots on the KB2 and the mill and make it out alive, that will be amazing actually to us. Okay. We should be able to kill him.
Повредил гусеницу.
И это топовый дамаг!
Kill him. We will be taking
Есть
some
два
shots.
фрага.
We will definitely be taking some shots by the E25 in the comment, but that is totally fine. It's totally okay. Okay. Make it here now, and we can wait out a little bit. Now, they still have a TS5. Now, penetrating TS5 is not an easy task, unfortunately. So we will be switching to premium ammunition in this case. Using intuition, obviously. And once that happens, oh, this is not good. We can get some shots on him, but I think he's about to kill my teammates, which is not good for me. But what can you do, you know? I actually don't know how to get spotted from that, but I guess that is what it is. Now we actually will be pushing into him and hoping that we can somehow kill him. Not sure if that's gonna happen, but that is a possibility. If these guys can get a single shot on him and do 200 damage, then that will be a possibility. This guy actually gonna be aiming at us. No, it's not. He's chasing him. He's not gonna kill us with one shot. Okay, well, we get killed by an SPG and we lose the game. Honestly speaking, this game was actually winnable, and if I played it differently, we might have even won the game, okay? I gave up too quick, and I went for the E25 in the combat and SPGs, okay? And I didn't help my team a lot. That is completely on me. I genuinely think that we lost this game because of me, if I'm being honest, okay? That being said, we still did quite good. Yeah, 4.2 thousand combined damage. If we go into this, we will be top by experience, top by damage in both teams, and top by experience in my team. Okay, by quite a big margin. We even made 56,000 profits, which is good. We got a high caliber medal, meaning that we did 20% of the total HP of the enemies in damage. And overall, that was a good game played, damage wise and statistics wise. Not a good game played tactically wise, in my opinion. I think we could have won that. If I kill D25, if I get the last shot on him, that's -1, okay? And then if I kill him and then the comet is gone, and then I go and kill the SPGs, I still have to fight a comet and a TS5. I think we could have killed this TS5, and then the game would have definitely been winnable. The issue with that is that, well, one, the SPG shot us, two, we still have to fight a full comet. That would take at least 2 clips to do, okay, meaning that would take a minute of me shooting and then waiting and shooting again. That's not going to be helping us too much fighting a comet, but we can also always outspot him and attempt to play it that way, okay? So, unfortunately, not played to the best of my ability, but also quite well played damage-wise and statistics-wise, okay? So, let's look back. We waited in the beginning of the game, we outspotted the light tanks, and then we did a little bit of damage to them. The whole point was we don't push in and die immediately. We wait out a little bit, we spot them, and we hope that my team hits them and kills them. If they die, my whole game is opened, okay? Once that T62 dies, okay, and I know that the Bourasque has 600 HP, I can then go down and attempt to kill that Bourasque, hoping that he's not going to be looking at me. That gives me an advantage because now both 2 light tanks have died, I'm the only one left as a light tank, and I will be able to play much more aggressively and openly, and attempting to be more efficient in the game and actually do things. So yeah, I think that'll be concluding this video. Why is it that one battle I went to that position, it was fine, the next battle I'll go to that position, then I die? Well, that is because you will be playing against different people and different tanks all the time. A good example is actually Mines. If we go into this, Mines is an interesting map because it gets placed with tier 10s, and a lot of the time all the fast tanks will be going up like this onto this big hill in the middle. Winning the hill gives your team a massive advantage, okay? But that being said, if you're the only fast tank in your team and you see that no one else is going to the hill, okay, and they have a couple of fast tanks and they have, let's say, 4 tanks going to the hill, because you can expect any fast tank to be going to the hill, you will lose that. Not only will you lose the hill, you will also die. So how about, instead of losing the hill and dying, you just lose the hill and live and attempt to do something else, okay? That is my main, if you want to have one big takeaway about light tanks from this video, that is the main takeaway. If you know that going to a position is going to be dangerous and the chances of you making it out alive is low, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so this is me post-editing. Yeah, looking through the footage, my voice is definitely way too quiet and the gameplay is way too loud, especially with all the mods. I will be cutting back on the mods. I will attempt to specifically take out the audio mods, so it's not going to be blasting you in the headphones. Yeah, I will be attempting to also maybe talk louder, that too. I was quite tired when I was filming that, so that could be an issue too. Yeah, let me know anything that you noticed that you didn't like, some suggestions. If you learned something, let me know about that too. I would love to know what you want to know about the game. With the camo and all of that and spotting, I could look into it and explain it. Typically speaking, high camo equals good, 2 bushes, amazing, okay? The next video will likely be a video about equipment. It will not be as long as this one, so if you watch this video until the end, thanks a lot. It'll be likely like a 10-15 minute video, and I will mainly be explaining how you can actually choose equipment yourself and not have to look up online and websites and all of that. You'll just look at the tank, think about how you want to play it, and then choose the equipment based on that. I've noticed that I do have cuts in between the actual gameplay. That is not because I played 20 battles and chose the best ones. I will show you a screenshot up here to show that the battles were played consecutively. I'm not attempting to fool you. I'm not attempting to show you the best gameplay. I genuinely want to help people in this game. I've noticed a lot of new people come in, they play a couple battles, they get to tier 6 and they leave because the game begins getting difficult and they get faced with OP tier 8s and all stuff like that. So if I can keep some people in this game, I'll be happy. If I can teach some people to live longer and be more effective, I would love that too, because at the end of the day, these people will be on my team and they will be against me too, and I enjoy playing against good people and I would love to have good teammates, so no negative on it at all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and hopefully you watch the next one too. Have a good day.